Toronto. After a victory in Strêt in Boston on Thursday evening, the Blue Jays de Toronto arrived at home at 4 a.m., caught the sleep they could, and returned to the stadium for more. Although the short turnaround was far from ideal, playing by fatigue is part of the challenge, especially at this stage of the season. Ideally, the Blue Jays would have overcome it, relying on the momentum of their road trip 6-1 with a victory behind the N-5 Mitch White. What followed was far from ideal, however. The Blue Jays put themselves in their own way from start to end on Friday, burning badly, aggravating things with their gloves and managing only 6 strokes on the way to a 12-0 defeat against the Angels in front of 40,754 in the Rogers Center. "You rinse it," said manager John Schneider. "It's a bad day in the last 8. And you continue. It was not our best baseball brand and it's okay." The first problems appeared during the first round when a Vladimir Guerrero Jr made a launch error which allowed Mike Trout to reach the base. White would escape the English Channel without allowing runs, but the aggressiveness of Guerrero Jr turned against him when he was caught in flight at the bottom of the first. However, what happened 3 strikers later may have been more disturbing for the Blue Jays. Teoscar Hernandez, who had radiographs on his left foot after having dirty a ball in New York last weekend, dirty another land in this same area. At the start, he stayed in the match, but he took the ground with precaution at the top of the second and seemed unable to reach full speed when a shohei ohtani ball climbed above his head for a triple. "It was just badly reading," said Schneider. "And you put this on top of the ball of its foot twice. We just wanted to be careful." After a discussion on the canoe with Schneider between the sleeves, Hernandez came out with what the team calls a contusion of a left foot. He always seemed to be in discomfort after the match, but the X-rays were again negative and he is considered day by day. To make things worse, the Blue Jays challenged a single of Jo Adell, on which the left field player was clearly safe, and 2 strikers later, Guerrero Jr looked second instead of taking more easily on a simple Andrew Velazquez Bunt. Admittedly, unbalanced losses occur if you play 162 times, and there is probably little to gain by exaggerating these errors. Big picture, Guerrero Jr was a considerably improved, and as strange first defensive goal player as the H.